Hi, everybody. My name is Paloma Cortez Goodwin, and I'm Virtual Academy Spanish teacher. This presentation is going to go over how to take your face-to-face classroom and put it online with ease. Its primary focus will be using Google Forms. So let's get started. Take a deep breath. I want to talk to you about a couple of tips first. And number one is I need you to manage your expectation. You are not a virtual teacher. You are not expected to be a virtual teacher, and you are not going to become a virtual teacher overnight. So let's just breathe in and breathe out, okay? Do not stress yourself out. This is going to be as difficult or as easy as you make it, okay? So through this presentation, I'm going to show you how to put the lessons that you would have done in your class, how to put them together in one platform, and then put it in Google Classroom. Done. Okay? Take a deep breath. All right? This is going to be a struggle. All right? And if you're stressed out, imagine the kids are stressed out as well. So we have to be careful not to overload ourselves as well as not to overload the students. Okay? So just take a deep breath. All right? There's 5 tips that I got from a great article that when you get access to this PowerPoint, if you take the class live next week, I'm going to have a form where you can input your email addresses and then I can share this document with you. Or at the end, you'll see my email addresses in the last slide. You can message me personally and I will give you access to this document or this slideshow. And you can click here where it says it's okay. And you can open up the article where I got these tips from. The article is titled, "We can't become expert online teachers overnight." It's absolutely true. So again, manage that expectation, okay? And the 5 tips that she put in here was, as I've already mentioned, manage your expectations, and number 2, organize your class. Now, this is my second year being a virtual academy teacher, and I will say I'm still learning so much. And one thing that I came across was when I simply changed the titles of my activities to the day of the week and the date that I wanted the student to access said assignment, all of a sudden the kids are like, "Oh my goodness, this class is great. I know what you want from me. I know when you want it." And I was like, all I did was change the title. I'm telling you, these are babies, our kids, our students. They need very clear expectations and they need you to organize the class for them. I mean, think about it. Ever since elementary school, they've been prodded around like cattle. Go here, walk in a straight line. When the bell rings, here's where you go, blah, blah, blah. Now we're going to give them a computer and say, oh, have at it. Do your work. Yeah, okay. So hopefully you can kind of understand the importance of setting some clear expectations and organizing the class, okay? Third tip is find the simplest possible way to keep a small synchronous component. So there's a couple a couple PDs that are also going to be presented next week about how to use Zoom and how to use Google Meets, which is a great way to schedule a live chat with your students, which kind of helps with that synchronous component there. Anything you can do is great. If, in all honesty, the first few weeks you can't do that because you can't find the time, it's okay. Don't worry about it. But if you do have the opportunity to do it, that's going to help nurture that culture that you've built in your classroom. And it's also going to give kids that sense of normalcy again. I'm sure they're going to be so excited to see you. As much of a hard time as they give you, they're going to be excited to see you and to see some of their friends online as well. And there's different ways to mute their mics, etc., but that's for another PD. All right. Number 4, identify one tool for each skill. Now, in a world language classroom, because that's what I am, I'm a Spanish teacher, we've got reading, writing, listening, speaking, right? So these are like the components that we really want to focus on. Now, what I don't want you to do is to go out and go down these rabbit holes of all these amazing tools that we can use online. Don't do it. 5 hours later of looking up a tool for whatever, you're going to end up realizing that you haven't planned anything. So just pick one thing. And for some of us, it may be Google Classroom because we've never used it. All we do is face-to-face. And you know what? That is okay. Focus on Google Classroom. That's your tool. Maybe it's, okay, I know how to use Google Classroom, but now I want to learn how to use Screencastify. Beautiful. But don't overwhelm yourself trying to figure out how to use all these different cool gadgets and these cool tech sites. Chill. All right. Pick one. Make your life easy. Okay. Now, if you do this presentation live, I'm going to talk about video chatting, but I'm going to skip it for now. I will also mention Google Classroom and show you how to upload some things to your Google Classroom. And a tip that I'm going to definitely talk to you guys about is Google Documents and asking your students to give you edit access to it. Okay, so I've got a couple sneaky Sallys that love to submit their assignments on Canvas, and they'll submit it so that it gets stamped as turned in on time, but then they actually don't do the work until like 3 p.m. the next day. But I had it stamped I needed it by 12 p.m. or 12 a.m. Excuse me. They turned it in 11:58. But I can go into the document, click on edit access, and I can see when they actually completed the assignment. So that's my little tip to you. If you're collecting Google Documents from students, ask for edit access, okay? You want to be able to see when they completed the assignment. Not because you want to change their work, but because you want to be able to see the timestamps of when they did what, okay? So I would talk briefly about that next week during our live PD. But here's the nitty gritty. This is the main thing, okay? And this is what I'm going to focus on for the rest of this presentation is Google Forms, okay? Make your life easy by using Google Forms, okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to open up Google Forms and we're going to find a lesson on YouTube, and we're going to take that lesson or video, a video on YouTube. We're going to put it in Google Forms, create some questions, and then that's going to be our lesson. Maybe that's 2 days worth of work because they're going to watch the video, take notes, then take the quiz. Or maybe it's 1 day, watch the video, take notes in your notebook, take the quiz. However you decide to outline your class, that's what you do. But I'm going to show you how to do that and how to keep it all in one place organized. Then after we do that, I'm going to show you how to go ahead and maybe you already have a textbook and you're following the textbook page by page. Okay, no judgment. Let me show you how to go ahead and take a picture of that textbook, of the reading sample, put it in Google Forms, add the questions in, and then let's keep it moving. Okay, again, this is about how to transfer online with ease. All right, so let's go to Google Forms. So what you're going to do is you're going to open up a tab in Chrome, okay? Now, some of you may be like, oh, I don't know how to access my Google apps. I don't know how to find anything. Where's my drive? All right. So what I always tell people right above my head here, okay, when I open up a new tab, I've got this thing here that says Google Apps. I call it the waffle. Okay, so click on your waffle. When you click on your waffle, let me move me. I'm all up in the way here. All right, I'm going to click on the waffle. And if you've never accessed Google Forms before, it is not going to be here. All right, so don't panic if you don't see what you need there. It's okay. When you click on your waffle, you can go to your drive. So we're going to click on drive. And when we click on drive, we're going to go to new. Once we go to new, then we get a drop-down menu, okay? And that's where we're going to click on more. And then we're going to open up Google Forms, okay? So we're going to give it a second while it loads. And there we go. So again, I went to new. Now I'm going to click on more. All right, and I see I've got a drop-down menu here. I'm going to click on Forms. And it's going to open up a Google Forms for me. Excellent. Now, I've already completed these forms because I don't want this video to go very, very long, but I am going to go through just a couple things here. So the first thing we do when we have a form like this, now remember how I told you it's really best to title whatever your activity is by the date that you want the kids to actually access it. Okay, I want you to read this on April the 1st, and then you complete the activity by the 2nd. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and title this April the 1st. So that's going to be first. All right, and this is going to be a grammar lesson. Now, the first thing that I cannot write right now. The first thing you're going to do is you're going to ask for their name. Now, trust me, I have done Google Forms since forever, and I don't know how many times I always forget this part. And then when I go to actually input the grades in the Power School, I'm like, crap, I don't know who these kids are. And it didn't collect their email addresses. So it's like, I guess everybody's getting 100. So number one, the first question should be, what is your name? Or just simply last name, first name. Done. Short answer. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and add a video. Now you're going to see here, there's a couple of options here. We have add question, import question, add a title and description, add an image, add a video, and then add a section. Now for me, I like to add sections so it breaks everything up so the kids know, okay, I have to do this first, then I'm going to go to this section, et cetera, et cetera. So this right here is going to be one section by itself. I'm going to add the section, and now I'm going to add the video. So let's click over here, and the same toolbar comes down. So we click on add video. Now, maybe you already know what the video is already on YouTube. So then you go to that video, copy the URL, then you click on URL here and you paste it in. Maybe you created a video, uploaded it to YouTube, copy that URL and put it right here. Whatever it is, that's how you do it if you have the URL. If you have not, but you want to search it, then this is what you do. I'm going to type in, let's say present, progressive tense, Spanish. All right, let's see what pops up. All right, and let's say this is the first video that I want, and I'm going to click select, and it's going to open it up right here in my Google Forms, okay? Now, one thing that I forgot to tell you is once you type in your title here, click over here where it says untitled form, and it's going to go ahead and add that title there as well. Now, I've already finished this form over here, so let me open it for you. And I've completed it. I gave the title lesson and note taking. I gave it a small description which says present progressive. Watch the video below and take notes in your notebook. So my students are supposed to watch this video and take notes in their notebook. I want you to remember that because that's one assignment right there. Now they're going to answer the questions that follow. Now, when you create these questions, remember you went to add question. Once you type the question in, you have to tell Google how to grade it. So you click on answer key, you click on the right answer, and you give it the right amount of points, okay? Now that's that. I created a new section, and then I finished it off with a section that says, that's all, folks. And then I searched for this image. Now, if you want to find out how I added this image, attend the live conference because I don't want this call to go very long. But essentially, I would have just simply clicked on add image, and then from there you can actually search for something on an image search. That's it, easy peasy, okay? Now, how do I actually take a form and make it into a quiz? Because when you start doing this and you start writing your questions out, you're going to be like, oh yes, this is amazing. Then you're going to share it and everyone's going to be like, oh, this is great. Okay, and then you're going to look at your form and you're going to be like, okay, Google, why haven't you graded it? Well, you have to tell Google to grade it first. How do you do that? You have to go to your settings. Now, general settings, I want the email addresses to be collected. I'm going to limit to one response per person. I'm going to restrict it to Antelope Valley Union High School district users. And I'm going to allow the students to see a summary chart and text responses, but I'm not going to allow them to edit after their submission, okay? Presentation. I do not want to shuffle my question order because it might shuffle your videos as well. Okay, so do not click that. But I do want to show a progress bar, which shows by the sections. When I was cutting it up like that, it'll say 1 out of 4 sections done, etc. Then when you go to quizzes, you have to turn it on. You have to click on make this a quiz. So if I turn this off and I was trying to do it, I would have never been able to see the answer key. All right, so you make this a quiz and then you click save. So then when I go to preview, and let's say I have put this assignment into Google Classroom, this is what the students will see when they click on it. What is your name? Okay, let me put my name in there. Then they're going to see that they have this video here waiting for them. The cool thing about using Google Forms is they don't have to go to YouTube. It's all right here embedded, okay? They answer the questions. Then they're going to go to the next section. See how it says 2 of 3? And now they're done. Now, this is what I wanted you to do on April 1st. You watch this video, you take notes, and then you answer these questions. Excellent. That was easy. Now, let's go ahead and make an assignment that's based on the textbook. Okay? So remember how do we access Google Forms? So what we're going to do is open a new tab in case you don't remember how to get there. And do you remember how to get there? Click on the waffle, okay? When you click on the waffle, you're going to go to Forms again, and we're going to open up a new form. And we're going to make a form based on a picture. Like you take a screenshot of the textbook and you put it in here, okay? So we open that document, we give it a title, and we go forth. All right, now I'm going to try to just kind of go quickly through this. In Power School, we do have some of our textbooks there. So in Power School, I've got access to the Spanish workbook or textbook, excuse me. Looks like there's some math textbooks up here, etc. I'm going to click on the textbook itself, and it's going to open up and look like this. I will then click on Student Edition, and I'm going to type in the page number. So I already kind of have this already set up for us. I went to page 94. I took a screenshot of it, and then this is what I'm going to put into my form. So let me show you what it looks like when it's all said and done. Again, if you attend the live version, I will go slower, go step by step, etc. All right, I started it by making this first section. What is your name? Again, I went to my settings. Let me click on quizzes, and I made this a quiz to begin with, right? And then in general, collect email addresses, limit to one response, okay, save. Then I see here in section 2, vocabulario en contexto, which is the title of this right here. I added a quick description here. Read this below and answer the questions that follow. But where did I get this image from? Remember, you've got this little toolbar here, okay? It's add a question, import question, add a title and description, or add image. So what I did was I clicked on add image. Whoop, look, there's a Google search. I can click from my Google Drive, my own personal photos, URL, camera, or upload. So what I did, forget that. So what I did was I uploaded and I took it from the screenshot, which I took and saved to my desktop, okay? So that's how I did that. I uploaded that. And then what I also did in my textbook, look at this. The next page, this is page 94, it's the activity, and the next page had questions already made. So why do I need to reinvent the wheel? I'm just going to go ahead and take a screenshot of this and put it in the form as well, and then just say response for number 1. These are true and false questions, cierto or falso. So then they can choose which one it is. And then again, I went to the answer key, and then I chose which one is the right answer and gave it a point value, okay? Now, don't judge me because I actually haven't read this and I don't know if these answers are right. All right. So I finished that. I added a new section. And then let's say because this is April 2nd, I want them to keep practicing the vocabulary for this unit. So then here's one of those new tools you can use, or maybe many of you have already been using it, Quizlet. All you have to do is create a Quizlet account, and you can look up whatever your textbook is, the unit, the lesson, and there are so many already made vocabulary decks made for you. You add them to your specific class and the kids practice and play. So this is just an example. I can add this as another section. Hey, go ahead and study your vocab and practice 10 different times, and the highest score in the class will get some extra credit points, whatever it is, okay? So I made this an additional section, and then I'm ending it with thank you. Now, what does this look like in preview mode? I just took straight from the textbook, okay? So what is your name? Okay, so now I can read this. I can zoom in and I can read it because it's too blurry for me, all right? So I can zoom in. Oh, I've got some questions here. Now, you'll notice if sometimes these are pixelated, my tip for you is to zoom in on the picture before you take the screenshot. Okay, make it as big as you possibly can and then take your screenshot. All right, and that's it. So I know I went through that really quickly and you might have some questions, and that's okay. Attend the live session. I'd love to be able to take my time and walk you through how to create a Google form. But really, it's about how can I take what I was going to do in my classroom tomorrow and how can I put it in a user-friendly format for my kids to access at home, okay? It's This is, in my opinion, the easiest way for you to do it. Then you're going to import it into your Google Classroom, and then we're going to keep it moving, okay? Now, when you import it into your Google Classroom, I can show you that live, but there's lots of PDs that are going to show you how to do it to your Google Classroom. You access your class, and then you can actually do the share link by clicking on share, or you can actually just add it from your Google Drive, or your Google Drive, excuse me. If you attend the live version, I'll talk to you about Screencastify, which is actually what I'm using right now to present this PowerPoint to you. I'm also going to talk about some ideas. The main one I do want to focus on real quick before I hop off this recording is a world language choice board example. I've included that in this PowerPoint. And what it is, which anyone can do, is you create a choice board. So let's say you have 3x9 table, and then you have an activity in each one of those boxes, okay? You post that to Google Classroom, and the assignment simply is, hey, choose any 4 from these 8 boxes, or whatever it is. Choose any 5 from these 10 boxes. Choose any 3 from these 6 boxes, and complete the activities in a Google Doc and submit here. Maybe that's all it is, okay? Because these would have been activities you would have done in the classroom, but now we're giving them some voice in choosing what they want to do. They have some agency now in what it is they want to do. So we can put all these activities up here and just pick the 4 that interest you the most. There's another idea there. Let me go back to my presentation here. Okay, so if you attend the live version, I'll be able to take my time and answer some questions, but I want you to remember, you're not a virtual teacher, okay? So don't stress yourself out, okay? Do this the simple way. Don't cause yourself any more stress. Don't overwhelm yourself, because when you overwhelm yourself, you're going to overwhelm the students. Okay, don't go down these rabbit holes and trying to do this new website, do this new activity, this new tech, whatever it is, okay? Because if you do too much, it's going to show. Your students did not choose to be virtual students, okay? Do not automatically think that they know how to use Google Drive. Do not automatically think that they know how to access their forms, that they know what their email address is even. I've got some virtual students that when they've presented their screen to me and opened up their Gmail, they had over 3,000 unopened messages. So, these kids are struggling just as much as we are. So let's be gentle on ourselves. Let's be gentle on our students, because we're all learning together. Again, this is about taking it one day at a time. What's the lesson you were going to do on Monday? Okay, you were going to read this. They were going to do this as a group activity together. Now they can't. They're going to do it one-on-one. Let's put that in a form and put it into Google Classroom. All right? We can do this. It's okay. When you get access to this, it'd be great if you read through these. These are just from another article that I read, in order for us to remember to manage our expectations, to be gentle on ourselves and our students. And you've got this. You can do it. We can do it. We got this. Here's my email address if you need to contact me. If you have any questions, don't hesitate. I'm here for you. No question is too dumb. Trust me. Again, this is my 2nd year of teaching virtually, and I still don't know everything. I'm still learning. So if you have any questions, reach out to me, and hopefully I see you during the PD sessions. Bye.